Hi, this is Steve Domenico, and today we have Marcos Ithier on the show. He's going to talk about his great accomplishment. He just won a two-time World Championship at Naga Jiu-Jitsu. The guy's incredible. He's a beast. I love the guy. He has a great gym. It's called Extreme Ambition MMA in Endicott, New York. He has a lot of great fighters, pros and amateurs that come into the New England area, fight for all our promotions here. So I'd like to say hi to Marcus and welcome him to the show and talk about all that's been going on with him in his life. A lot to talk about. So Marcus, welcome. How you doing?
Hey, how are you, Domenico? How's everything going, brother?
I haven't seen you, in about a month and a half or so since Premier FC in Agawam, huh?
Yeah, man, it's been a minute. Can't wait to see you again, bro.
Yeah, great to talk to you. All right, so my friend, so a lot's been going on in the last month and a half or so. So why don't you tell us about what you've been doing?
I've been just training my butt off in jiu-jitsu and stuff, and I was the first in our area to actually become a two-time Naga World Champion, which was a great accomplishment for Extreme Ambition and the rest of my fighters and stuff that supported me, you know.
And yes, that I talked to you a couple of months ago, well, a month and a half ago, and you were talking about doing this and accomplishing this, and you actually did it, and it's come to life, and it's a great accomplishment for you, and you had a lot of support going in. And so tell us a little bit about the training, because I haven't talked to you in a little while. So how'd you get ready? Like when you decided, all right, I'm going full throttle for this. So who brought you along to get you ready for that match? You know, that championship.
Yeah. I'm part of Confiance. Extreme Ambition is part of Confiance in Jiu-Jitsu. My master, Rodolfo, flew up for a while to get me ready for the Worlds, along with my other coaches like Coach Randy the Wolf Smith from Cortland Elite, David Boyer, Tammy Warwick. You know, they all concentrated in getting me ready for this. When I didn't want to practice or I didn't want to push myself, they basically, put their foot up my butt and told me, no, listen, you got a goal. This is what you're going for, And on December 10th was a very special day because that was actually the anniversary of my father's death, which fell on the same day as the World. So I had something to prove to my father, who basically had his, foot up my butt and making me grapple and doing sambo and everything else with the catch wrestling. So it was a great accomplishment for him.
And that's great. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, it's a great Christmas present for him who, he's looking down on you, and, it's a proud accomplishment that, you did this. And as far as what you're looking for now you just won, your second World Championship in Naga. What are you looking for now? You're still training hard. You still, you want to still compete. So where are you going from here?
Right from here, I want to move the Pan American Games is my goal to win them. And also when they have jiu-jitsu, they're talking about having jiu-jitsu in the Olympics. I want to become the oldest Olympian. That's one of my goals, These are like a bucket list before I move on to the next life here to say. I'm 43 years old.
Yeah.
And it feels great going against these younger guys that are 27 and in better shape than me, and because of my patience and my hard training and dedication, I'm able to pull off these wins that people are saying that I couldn't do. So it was, I have to thank my coaches. I got to really, really thank Extreme Ambition MMA. Without them, I wouldn't be where I am right now today.
And you train with a lot of young, you're talking about you're going against 27-year-old kids. You're actually training MMA fighters, and you're actually training with kids. So you're right there. You're training the right way. You're hitting all areas to accomplish this. So
yeah, absolutely.
And when is this going to be taking place? This championship.
Well, the IBJJF tournament is in Vegas. That's sometime in March. I'm probably going to do that as a warm-up. The Pan Games are later in the year, close to the summertime. And then the Olympics, I'm a few years off. So by the time the Olympics come, I'm going to be close to 45 years old. So hopefully they give me the opportunity to do the Olympic trials and be able to be successful in them, with an accomplishment doing that. It's a goal of mine to always to become an Olympian, and it takes hard work and dedication, and it's not easy. It's not easy, and like a lot of my fighters, I want to be an inspiration for my kids. I want to leave a legacy behind that when, I pass on and move on to the next life and stuff, they can Google me and they say, hey, my dad was pretty okay, man. He was world champion. He accomplished this and this, that. I just want to, tell everybody that you're never too old. I mean, you're never too old to start anything in life. It's like the Colonel, you can start the KFC franchise when he was 65 years old after failing at everything, and he became a billionaire later at 65 years old. So that's a prime example that you're never too old to start anything that you believe in.
Great stuff. And you're talking about, I see the inspiration. I see you on social media a lot. You're a great guy. You're out there. You're always, you're training kids and you're always putting them out there, and they're accomplishing goals through you because you're training them. So, I mean, you feed through that. So that inspires you to, they look up to you. So you want to keep going, and you're doing it for them. And you're making, better fighters, training them that way. And we're seeing that in the future. So now let's talk a little bit about what you do, your training of these fighters getting ready, because you've had fighters fight all of you guys are in Endicott, New York. You're from upstate New York, that area.
Yeah.
So you guys travel the Mass, and you guys fought on a lot of cards around the New England area from Extreme Ambition. And I see you around all the time, and you're always chatting with everyone, and you're that social kind of great guy. And that's what that makes a great coach too, when you can actually relate to people.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, we've talked, and we get along. You're a great guy. I love it. But I see you at these fights, and you have all these fighters, and I sat with one of your fighters that actually lost his fight, but he had a great. I mean, he got caught in a submission. Could happen to anyone. But he had a great match, and I talked to him after, and the kid was still inspired to fight. The loss was really, it was a growing experience for him, and he really said that to me. And the way you're coaching these kids, I was just I wanted the kid was great. That's the new generation of fighters I want to see out there. Not all this glamour stuff. Really be humble and really love the sport and have fun at it. Not all about money. Eventually you want to get paid and all, but you want to put on a good show, and you want to better yourself to make yourself feel better. And you're friggin' doing that.
Absolutely.
You're doing that for these kids, so I love it. So let's talk about a couple of them. Any of them, a couple of the names, and any of them maybe fighting on any cards coming around, because we have a few.
Sure.
We have a few in November, in January to start off the year.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a few that are going to be competing, especially at Premier, Karen's promotion there. That's one of my favorite promotions in the New England area. She's an amazing matchmaker and an amazing business person altogether, and she's a friend of mine. So I'm going to have Mario Peterson will be on that card. I will have Thomas Frank on that card. I will have Tammy Warwick making her pro debut. Tammy's 48 years old, and she's like an animal. She's a machine. She never stops training. She's an inspiration. She was my drill partner all the time for the worms and stuff. And so I have a couple guys that are inspired to move it on to the next level. And I tell these guys straight like this, you never, when you lose an amateur, it's not a loss, it's a learning experience. You learn not to make those mistakes when you become pro. And it's good to take all these tough fights at an amateur level, because what happens is a lot of coaches will tag their fighters and to have an undefeated amateur record, and then they go turn pro, and they get slaughtered.
Yeah.
Because they're not making the mistakes ahead of time, because they're being cushioned. I'm a firm believer against that. I believe that everything in life you have to earn. So everybody in today's society wants the glorification of having the title of being an MMA fighter or a fighter without putting in the work. And it's a rude awakening, and it's sad to see when you see these guys go in there and get slaughtered by a mediocre 500% amateur that turned pro because he has heart and dedications in it, you know.
And like you said, that comes from bad coaching too. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You need to know when it's right for these kids. And as you're saying, I mean, you know, you're sending these kids. There's some of these people are sending these kids in, and they're getting slaughtered, and they're not becoming better fighters. They're going backwards. Actually, they're becoming that doormat for somebody else. And
Absolutely.
yeah, and you're doing the right thing, and I love to see it. And that's why I enjoy like just talking shit with you at fights and stuff, because the knowledge that you have and the compassion you have for these kids. You want the sport to evolve, and these kids are like your kids, your personal kids. I mean,
Yeah.
And as far as Tammy, I've spoken to her too, and she's a hell of a girl, and we all hung out after Karen's event last time. I didn't know she was 48. I thought she was maybe around your age. But she's
yeah.
Oh my God! I'm gonna have to talk to her.
She's a half a century, man. Half a century minimum.
That's awesome. She looks great. My God.
Yeah.
But Marcos, I'm gonna let you go because you got kids to train. So
absolutely.
I'll be around New England all next month. So I'm sure I'll bump into you somewhere. But if I don't, I'll see you in March. Definitely at Premier FC and Karen and all your fighters.
Yeah.
All your fighters.
I love you.
All right, brother.
Thank you, man.
All right, brother. Thanks for coming on. Good luck, and give me a call. We'll talk further off the air.
All right, brother.
All right, brother. You have a great day.
All right, you too.